Alright guys, welcome to RMS Cup 2, winners round 2. We've got TheViper here against Sitaux in their game number 1 today. TheViper, Yellow Trunks Saracens, Sitaux, Blue Trunks Chinese. Man, every single one of the Viper's units seems to have a brain of its own. It's amazing.
Ready.
Pirates here make it hard to hold on to that relic, as well as any of these other relics.
Mandatum.
So players just looking for their safer resources. There aren't a lot of just on the outskirts of their bases. So we're playing on Le Grand Fosse. Very nice map we've got here. I have to wonder if this map's got a team version and I'll have to play it against the AI or something, because it looks pretty sick with this close fish. And a well nobody could actually fucking get to because it's right out in the middle of the water. What do you expect me to wade into there? There might be sharks or something, man. So Sitaux deleting some parts of his wall segments to get out to his base, out to the edge of his base, and Viper's done the same. I wonder if they're going to add some buildings in those spots on the wall later on themselves. Replace the 150 health palisades with, 550 health houses or their production facilities. Oh, they're clearing more of the wall, sorry, to get the boar through more easily as well. But yeah, I think that might be the idea, to eventually just house wall in those segments anyway. I think noobs rely on complete palisade wall anyway. Maps that start you off with a starting wall are boring maps for people that only make monks. Well, be the change you want to see in the world, buddy. I'm actually deleting most of the wall off now. This is a Chad move here. I don't need walls, bro. Come at me, bro. Both our players fishing on the mills now.
أمر مستعدة. نعم. نعم مستعدة.
So Sitaux taking his other villager now. I mean his other ball now with his villagers. So we got the solid French player, sponsored by MYI. And we got... What team is the Viper on? What's his team? We'll look this up. The Gamer Legion, sorry. And the Viper, known as the best AoE 2 player. Pretty close to the best AoE 4 player in the world. Definitely in contention for it. Let's say it's a much tighter race between him and the other top end players than it is in AoE 2. At times there's certainly been other players that can contend with him, and Sitaux is definitely one of those solid top end players. Very successful himself.
نعم أمر.
So Viper expanding his horizons. He doesn't need these inner layers of walls because he'll add more later on anyway. Come on guys, don't play too turtly now. I've got to head to dinner. Finding camp now for Sitaux. So he's going to look at adding some archers, or going straight towards the castle age. Viper looking to do the same now. Viper adding a barracks. Viper actually harassing Sitau's wall off here with his scout. Nice smoker. He's trying to focus down that low villager. Sitaux knows better than to keep her around. He slowly works away at the Viper's scout. This villager in tow. It's costing him a bit of gathering time, and he's not finishing that wall off like he wants. It's already Viper with the niggling micro play. And so we got a range being added here for Sitaux, but it's a bit slower than Viper's range now that Viper's slowed him down with that wall off and the addition of more structures. But Sitaux, I'm training out of his barracks yet. I think he's just bothering to with those archers. Viper doing the same. Viper's really walled himself to the back of the map and secured a lot of space to add mills and get that gold later on. Sitaux gonna have to try and do the same over this side. He's also got control of that stone, potentially. So Sitaux relying on 1 mill to get all of his fish. Well, might be using 2, and I think this might be better placement overall. Sitaux looks to be really expanding his wall off over the back of the map here, so he can protect that gold and the stone. Actually getting control of the stone mine that Viper's not at the moment, so he's got a slightly better wall off, even though it's probably cost him a bit more because it's the gold mine that for him that's really outlying. It's been a really passive start so far. Viper just now moving out with some archers. It looks like Sitaux, pretty even archer count. Viper adding fletching. I don't know if Sitau's already taken it just yet. Nah, Sitaux going to delay it in favour of getting Castle Age. I think Viper will be looking at adding Castle Age after a couple of more archers. Doesn't want to add too many, but he'll get enough to really make investing in that earlier upgrade worth it. That range from fletching will really let him turn the tide, plus the extra damage that it offers. They can potentially have a go at these wood gatherers. Bring back the scout slightly and do just that. Sitaux having to get another range. Well, he tries to defend through this. Still just got the one range here for Viper. Viper not able to yet see that other range. Army size is the same, but there is a skirmisher in the mix here, Sitaux, and he does manage to poach the scout there of Vipers. I was going to say he probably had a bit of a health advantage on the scout. So Sitau's castle hitting. Viper will look at getting his soon. Another range finishing up here for the Viper. So they're trying to tear down the walls. Mr. Viper, tear down these walls. So harass. Food gatherers a little bit as well. Crossbowman kicking in. So Viper doesn't want to overextend, but he might be able to pick off one or two stragglers here. So he'll do just that. Nice snipe for him because he doesn't want to take a direct fight into the crossbows, but he does still have the unit advantage. And his own castle age just about to finish up. The crossbowman in queue for Viper, but he will lose a villager or two for his troubles right now. So Sitaux, a couple of vills ahead of Viper with those kills. So Viper, crossbowman kicking in. Slightly bigger unit count than his opponent here too, so Sitaux gonna want to try and bring back his units if he can here. Sitaux actually able to get the kill off Viper there, but he's also taking a little bit of damage himself. Sitaux just double production of those crossbowmen. We're going to see ballistics here for Viper. Sitaux having a retreat. In the meanwhile, will his ranged will be able to get out and meet up with the rest of the units here, because Viper sort of managed to trap him in here. So they're losing another crossbow and another one. Another two. It's a little bit rough for him. He's trying to micro his way out of here. That's just to get the rest out. But Viper's now picked off quite a few more units. Sitau's already got a couple of vill kills off Viper, bearing in mind, so he's in a slightly better spot economically. It's not huge, but it is a small lead. Neither of these players has any idlers. Very good economic control through all this. Except for maybe there's one guy here for Viper who was deciding he was just going to take a bit of a rest break disguised as working. So Viper fitting in a second town centre. Don't see a second TC just yet here for Sitaux, so he might want to get another one of those down ASAP, because eventually Viper's vill count is going to outpace his. That small vill lead he's earned himself with the harass is going to start to be undone. Viper has a couple of idlers here though. Sitaux tearing down another gap in the wall there, just to make it a little bit easier to keep harassing his opponent. Viper moving out now with his own crossbows. So he's going to be able to take down the gate pretty quickly. There's already a mangonel on the defense for Viper as well. There's also some skirms on the defense for Sitaux, so he's going to be able to repel Viper's archer ball. Skirm's going to have a go at trying to take down the mangonel. Nice split there for Sitaux. He does back off for now. Viper repairing the mangonel. Third town centre here for the Viper, and a third town centre here for Sitaux. Just going for a second one just next to it as well. The players' ecos going to be pretty similar here, with the Viper with a 5 vill lead. Looks like Viper prepared to try and take one of these encampments so he can get the relic and get the resources. Oh, sorry, that's Sitaux sending some units to go and attack the Viper while he's still harassing the back of his base. So Viper's going to have to garrison a little bit and look at preparing his army to take a fight somewhere. Can't just let Sitaux bully him all game. Perhaps he can. Mangonel not able to get any kills just yet. Viper has a pretty impressive archer ball of his own. Now he's adding some scorpions as well. So the Onager can't hit them. The scorpion will. A pair of these should be able to make short work of those skirmishes, but in the meanwhile, there's some more villagers being harassed here by Sitaux, so should be able to get a vill kill or two. A few more being garrisoned there by the Viper as well. The Viper cleaning up the skirms. Now he's going for another town centre, a fourth one. He really wants to propel his economy forward here. Sitaux up to 3. And he may be able to punish this, but he may also take some big losses from the Mangonel. Mangonel getting some nice shots off there. The wolf now going to focus on the villager. So Mother Nature is winning this fight overall. Maybe not for much longer. And the skirms now attacking the neutral unit. Sitaux probably doesn't want to clear those for his opponent though, because it is pretty easy gold for the Viper to get on later on. Considering his economy is expanding out this way. So Sitaux trying to punch a hole in the Viper's wall. The Viper tearing down Sitau's army over this side of the map as well. Pretty hefty back and forth so far. And the Viper, I think his blacksmith being taken out. Sitau's deciding, nope, actually I'll go for some villagers. Try and set your economy back here. So vill count just favouring the Viper at the moment. The Viper is inside Sitau's base. Sitaux does have that Mangonel in tow though, so the Viper are going to have to be very careful against it. So they're going to be able to take out the Scorpion. The Archer's going to have to retreat while there is the Mangonel aggression here from Sitaux. It's a nice shot killing a lot of villagers there of the Vipers, so Sitaux actually in the driver's seat now in the vill lead with one less town centre, so it's aggression really paying off. So they're now able to harass the vills on both sides of the woodlines there. The Viper circling around with another archer ball. It's cleaned up. That lone skirmisher, the lone ranger has been picked off. So Viper gonna try his luck at tearing into Sitau's base again, but there is a bunch of skirms here. Nice mixed ranged army to clean this up. Meanwhile, Sitaux pushing forward again, able to take out the repairing villager on that Mangonel. The Viper trying to focus down Sitau's workers through all this. Mangonel getting off a really nice shot there for Sitaux. Viper returning the favour. He'll do so again, but that's a nice split there from Sitaux. He's splitting everything up. He's going to be able to take out the Viper's Mangonel. Viper, one more crossbowman being a pest, but it does ultimately get cleaned up there by Sitaux. Viper, his vill lead still intact, but he does have that extra town centre. He has been losing a few more villages, I think. He did manage to pick off some of Sitau's farmers through all that. So he has slowed him down significantly. Both our players trading some heavy blows into one another. Imperial Age is on the way. The Sitaux Viper hasn't quite got the resources for it just yet. Sitaux trying to go for a forward workshop if he can. Because if you can get some rams or some bombards or mangonels out of here, he can really deal some damage to his opponent's main base. Meanwhile, Viper looking to secure the stone and the gold, because that'll really pay a dividend with that much stone and a little bit of gold as well to go towards mangonels and, you know, other gold units. More workshop creep here for Sitaux. So how is Viper going to defend against this? And GG, it looks like Sitaux takes the game over the Viper. Well played.